Live.
Good morning. Right, it's morning.
Depends on what country you're in, I guess.
True.
Yes, we're live.
All right.
Hello, everybody. Sorry we missed you on Friday.
Yeah, we don't even know what happened that day. It just didn't happen.
New moon chaos.
Yes.
Just
New
ending.
moon, eclipse chaos.
Solar eclipse, yes. Breathe a sigh of relief. I don't know if the chaos ever ends. How you deal with it.
Exactly.
As with
It's all
anything.
how you take it.
It is. That's. Love doing tapping sessions. Love doing tapping sessions. One of the things that I always go through is the shit is the shit. It's how you deal with the shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know that.
How you let it affect you.
Yes.
How you respond to it.
Don't let it suck the juice out of you or lower your vibration. You just stay. It's beneficial for everybody and yourself to keep that high level. I was listening to, I'm not sure if it was some type of a live or podcast that Emma was doing, and she was talking about, you know, how empaths in particular, but anybody who's a healer working in the health area, any psychology area, but when they are out in the, not in public, in groups, like in enclosed areas, even if they're people you love, how that just drains you.
That's how I feel about my day yesterday.
Yeah, Steph came in this morning like, you look tired.
We had a family holiday, and it is one of those things you love every single person there, but for some reason, those ones just take it out of me.
Yeah.
Like, I need to step out for a little bit.
Yeah, and you should.
And I did. I did
Yeah.
yesterday. I was outside most of the day. I'll hang out with the puppies. They don't
Yeah.
drain me.
Well, and it's because you love those people, so you let your not let your guards down, but you allow that to happen. And
Yeah, that's true.
yep, because we love you.
Absolutely. All right. We want to do a card today.
Yeah, definitely. What do we have for decks?
Got this one and this one.
I'll do this when you do that.
Okay. Moment of silence.
Yeah.
Set your attention, your focus, if there's anything you're looking for guidance in.
Yeah. Question you have? Wondering what decks we use. We have a lot of decks here, but we have favorites. We also have certain decks for certain things. Whee!
There's those ones.
Whoa! I love when you just fly out. I love it.
This is one I think, this one might be for me. I pulled this one on my own one day last week too.
Yeah. Yep. I've been hearing that message again and again and again and again. And I was telling Steph and May I had this dream the other morning. You know, like when you're in that half wake, half sleep, the most powerful intention setting time. And I heard this noise like pop, and then champagne, and I'm like, oh, yay! I just love that.
Thing.
Yes.
That's awesome. Okay, I'll do mine. My card says you are already doing it.
You did just pull that
I
one.
did, didn't I? I don't think it was for live. I think it was just for myself. But or it was on here. Then it really is.
But it's a
For
message for
somebody.
you guys also.
Okay. Refresh our brains on the message of this card.
Well, and I think it's also just really saying live in the now. You know, live in the present, and you are already doing it. Stay focused.
Just do not question things so much. You are on the right track. You are facing the right way. Stop overthinking. It is happening. And you are closer than you think. You are exactly where you need to be, and things are moving at the perfect speed. Do not rush it. Now is not the time to be impatient. Now is the time to walk steady. There's no rush. You are building. What you are building is being built. What you have planted soon will blossom. With every new day, a new brick is being laid. You have come a long way. The foundations are steady. Now all that is needed is for you to trust and keep walking forward. If a thought that things should be moving faster enters your head, that is just your ego comparing your rising to someone else. Comparison is not your friend. Stay in your lane, water your own garden, knowing that your time to bloom will come soon.
Deja vu. You did
Yeah.
Deja vu.
Totally.
When you get a message more than once, it's a really important message.
And comparison is a really hard thing for so many people. I know it's something I struggle with.
I was just reading something on it, just a quick blurb. And I wish now I could remember exactly what it was, but I can tell you the piece that stuck with me. It was about religion and about heaven and hell, and that there really isn't heaven and hell, but that is our interpretation, and hell is our ego. It's always that constant voice that is not telling you good things and always pulling you away, and your higher consciousness, or the universe is really the heaven is the, once you get to that point. Yeah, it was a good comparison to make where those things come from.
Yeah, just even thinking that way just helps you better yourself in whichever way you want to, just realizing.
Yeah, some of it's just realizing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll have patients in and they'll say, but, this. I'm like, you're here, you're not, you're safe.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy this moment.
Instill that in some people too, because the people come in and be like, how are you doing? And they'll kind of him high, they want to say something. It's like, no, I'm here.
Yep. Like, oh, they do.
They
all the
say
time.
that, yes.
I'm here.
I'm like, well, that's all you can ask for, right? That's my response usually, 9 times out of 10. Well, what else do you need to ask for?
We're here with you. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Okay. I pulled something along the same lines. So, definitely a message we need to hear today. Worth with a tiger in the center. I call them grounding lines. So lines going through and coming up through the earth, through the body, and then out. Yeah. And butterflies.
All those energy.
Yes. Keep that cycle going. You've been worthy to belong to love all along, without any need to improve. In fact, you are love itself. I like that. Yeah.
Yep.
And more love comes to you.
Yep. Okay. So my brain kind of went off on a tangent trying to figure out the oil today, and for the last couple of weeks I've been nursing my mom and dad's dog. He got hit by a car, broken pelvis. He's gonna be fine, thankfully, because he's a huge part of the family, but I've been just doing a lot of research on things to help him. He really is only content and comfortable if he has someone laying next to him, petting him. Me especially he does have a special place for me. So it's been really hard on all of us because it's so sad seeing him that way. But we're doing everything we can, and we still have to work, and you can't let ourselves feel that. But so the one day I came in and was researching essential oils that help heal dogs, and we've probably talked about this before. So I just created a spray for him that it's anxiety helping, depression, trauma, he's had all that. So he just really, I think now has a lot of separation anxiety. When he's alone, he just is frantic because he was alone when he got hurt, and I think he just needs the comfort of people. Yeah. So some really good essential oils for pets are bergamot, geranium, lavender, ylang, frankincense, marjoram, and tangerine. That's what I put in the spray. It smells amazing.
Yeah.
And then just along that line, just remember so many of these holistic practices we do for ourselves, the frequency healing, the gemstones, the oils, tapping. You can do these things with your pet. And they have the same benefits, same results.
I'll go check.
Okay.
You keep going. I'm not sure.
I didn't. So anyhow, last night was doing a lot of thinking. We just took care of ourselves or our pets the way we do ourselves. And so many of those things are just the same techniques. So for Mr. Archie, I made him an oil blend. I printed out a tapping sheet. The tapping points on a dog are the same as human tapping points. So it's very easy. You just like, you're laying there petting them, just kind of start tapping along those points. We have gemstones for dogs' collars. They all have different properties. Yeah, so if you ever have questions on your pet, we've got answers for that too. I was honestly thinking last night because I was talking over like where I should be going with my like own personal business and this and that. And my mom was like, I've always thought you needed to do something with animals. You're so good with them. They all adore you.
Yep.
It would be interesting to pursue more of that. Or along the lines of, okay, I'm preaching oils for you. Well, here's one for you. Like, for you and your pet. Like, why not do both? Because it's so much of it is so similar.
And people have such a close relationship with their pets that you vibrate at that same frequency with each other. They know when you're sick.
They feed off your energy.
Yes.
You feed off theirs. Like,
yep.
You all want to be, you're both in balance. Just think.
When you take so much, I'm a perfect example. Freya gives me so much joy and so much calm and so much. Well, you're taking their energy, and they seem to be like this renewable source that just continues to give and give, but they get exhausted and tired sometimes too. So you have to reverse that, take care of them, and
yes, if you have pets who spend the days at home alone, I would recommend.
Work with you.
Yeah, if that's an option,
always.
100%. But making them like some kind of calming spray, comforting spray, playing. I've had my mom now playing 528 hertz healing frequencies.
Yes.
You just Google on YouTube or search on YouTube healing frequencies for pets. And there's just a ton of stuff, calming ones, anxiety ones, trauma like just
a ton of resources.
Super cool. Such an easy tool. Like just have it playing in the background all day, and I'll benefit from it. So this kind of thought that was something fun to touch on.
Okay, how do I link that to the vitamin for today? I'm thinking I did the deja vu again. Do you remember me doing this one?
I think you did.
Okay, we're doing this again because we talk about poop all the time. BioPro, but more importantly, the reason I grabbed this is a multi-spectrum probiotic, really for digestion, gastrointestinal, and probiotics in general are fantastic for you. Daily, you should be taking a probiotic. More so, I just was using that to lead into daily routines that everybody should be doing right now. We have enough of a patient population, of enough patients that we see trends happening, and and hear enough through people that we know that the trend right now is increased stress and fear and anxiety I'm seeing, which just eats through all the good stuff in your gut. And if you think about it, you probably have heard somebody say, that makes me sick to my stomach, or you're a pain in my neck, or you're a pain in my butt, and those things really do translate within our system because our body doesn't know the difference between physical or psychological. And so you need to, when I'm seeing this increase, you need to be aware and you need to treat all of those areas. And I do think that we're now starting to do more holiday gatherings. We're slacking on personal and public hygiene, and that should have been a top priority always. And really everybody lapsed and is not taking care of themselves as well as they should. So I wanted to, and Steph's going to throw in some of these, just give you a list of all the different ways that every day you should be taking care of yourself. One of the most important is sleep. You have to get enough sleep, and it should be good quality sleep. So some tricks for that are lavender on your pillow. There's some...
Or even just a diffuser in your bedroom.
Yes.
I did that last night. I slept so good.
Yeah, it makes a difference. It's a huge difference. Some melatonin. There's some supplements that you can add for sleep. Doing a little bit of yoga before you go to bed. Ice any place on your body, but put some ice on if you have any sore spots. And if it's a good gel pack, fall asleep on it.
Playing frequencies. There's
yes.
specific ones for helping with sleep.
I do, and I might get answered. Every night, okay, Google, play binaural beats for deep sleep. Done. It's so nice to have all of that. Speaking of devices, shut off, put away, Put on do not disturb your devices, but don't have your devices. That frequency messes with you. Don't have that
sleep
close.
with them close to
No. And that artificial light. So no artificial light, no blue light, or at least have on blocker glasses. You know, no screen time an hour before you fall asleep. That really messes up with our sequence, with our internal clock.
Mm-hmm.
So besides sleep, food we can go on to the next one. With sleep we just touched on. But so food is immensely important, and we say it so many times, if it's not food, it's not food. And I have patients say, no, we eat pretty well, and then they go through and I'm like, there was no food in that whole list you just gave me. Or, you know, how much water do you get in? And usually the first response I get is, does coffee count?
Oof.
And no, you need a ton of water in the system. That doesn't necessarily count as food, but you need to keep things hydrated and flushed through the system. And
that's more than a glass of that at each meal.
Right,
There's
right.
so many people that, it's like,
That's it. That's all they, yeah.
Like 2 glasses, maybe.
I get up and I have a big glass of water, and then that's it. The whole day.
Oof, I would struggle.
I would too, but there are people that don't even do that, that don't drink water at all.
Yeah, they think they're getting in it from juices and sodas and
Yeah, and then they're coming to us with
coffee.
constipation and headaches, and aren't just generally relating. I speak passionately about many topics, but one of my strongest passions is education. That's part of why we do this, to teach, and why a couple of things, 2 main things, in school, any school, why there's not more emphasis on your own body anatomy and physiology, biology, your own if you're there, you have a body, if you don't know how it works, how are you supposed to take care of yourself? That should be a part of every year of schooling curriculum. You know, so everybody who graduates from high school should be able to have a medical degree. Great. That sounds fantastic, but that is more important than any other curriculum you could put in there. Equally as important would be food, you know, just to educate on, non-politically, non-government, just what food is, what good nutrition is, because there's some really good common sense information that we can put out there. You know, school lunches are not food most of the time. I know there's some programs out there that are really working toward that, but that's just crazy to me that that's how we sustain life, that wouldn't be an enormous priority.
Right. Yeah, top priority.
Yeah. So sleep, food, mental health. Mental health is huge. So like what kind of things for mental health?
I need like self-care type things.
Yeah.
Really,
Hiking.
Yeah,
Getting out in the woods.
Outside, journaling.
Yep. Meditation.
Spending some quiet time. I feel like so many people don't take time to themselves. Like they feel like if they're sitting at home alone that something's wrong.
They need to fill that empty space.
And then like they get and I just think that's really not mentally a good thing.
No, we're kind of all usually functioning on, besides caffeine, we're all usually functioning on that high adrenaline response constantly. You know, with everything we're exposed to and everything that we're doing in this day and age and in this culture, it's hard to just stop and slow down, and that is enormous for our entire health. The body does not know the difference between physical and psychological.
It's all just stress to the body.
Yeah. And so slow that down, give yourself some quiet time, put yourself in a corner, time out every day. I think it's resetting and enormously healthy. Besides eating right, I do think that there is some supplementation pretty much everybody needs now, even if you're eating fantastic and organic. It just our schedules usually don't allow for it to be optimum, and even some of the organic things, so they may not have pesticides on, they may not have chemicals to raise them, but they might not be nutrient dense either. You know, and I think that the mass market has got a hold of some of those things that are You know, if the public wants it, if there is a need for it, they will try to mass produce it, and that many times takes away from what the actual food is. All about grow your own, and it's easier for us in this area, but even if you're living in a small apartment, do an herb garden. You know, I mean, there's so many ways to at least be getting in raw food and making an impact completely on the ecosystem and on the world. And
I think it would be so cool to like live off, like totally just off and
off grid.
Yes. And
you're so social though.
Oh, I know. I like a community. I'll find the community.
Yes. Yeah, that all comes back full circle. I think that was very popular in the 70s also, and it's for a reason. What we got? Yeah.
I'm good.
If you think of some more that we could add to this list, put them in the comments so that everybody can enjoy everybody's input on what does it
what
take
are some
for-
of your special things that you do a day to take care of yourself?
Yeah, sometimes you just need a reminder or something that hits home, and then build it into a habit and make sure that you're doing it daily, and you are important and you are worth it.
Yes.
And you're already doing it.
Already. Don't rush in. It's the way it's supposed to be.
Voila.
All right.
Thanks for joining us.